Hey everybody, this is Rob. Welcome to the channel. It is the end of November, you guys. It is that time to say thank you. Not for everybody that's watching, of course, but for those of you that celebrate Thanksgiving, which I know a lot of my viewers do, happy Thanksgiving, you guys. And I thought that I would do a Thanksgiving list of the decks that I personally will be using for Thanksgiving 2025. It's a time to be thankful for what we have, and it's a time to be thankful for the people around us that love us. And it's a very special holiday, you guys. So let's count them down, you guys. It's going to be a list between Oracle decks and tarot decks. I do find that Oracle decks are very appropriate for Thanksgiving. So you'll see that there will be Oracle decks on this particular list. And the first one that I'm going to show you, and the first one that I'm going to share with you of the decks that I will be using, is the Oracle of Portals, you guys. And this one is by Tess Whitethurst, and the artwork is by Laila Sovalainen. This one is by Blue Angel, and I've had this deck for about 3 years. It's not a new deck, but this is a very special deck. And I bring this deck out when I'm feeling low, when I'm feeling thankful, or when I'm feeling sad, or when I need an uplifter, you know. And this deck sort of takes me back to that place where I need to be, which is that place of thank you, that place of being thankful for everything that I have. And instead of looking at the things that I don't have, I'd like to look at those things that I do have and how to enjoy those things. And this deck does that for me, you guys. Front of the box, back of the box, and this one reads, between what is and what may be are the realms of possibility. Open the door and step through to behold the dreams that call to you. And it continues here. It gives you some samples of the cards, you guys. And let me show you what's inside of this beautiful box. Really, it's one of those hardcover boxes. But what I really wanted to say is that this is just one of my favorite Oracle decks out there. Really, I find it to be beautiful. The writing on this book is absolutely gorgeous, you guys. And it's I find it very easy to read. I find it extremely easy to comprehend, and it doesn't really go into a lot of just confusing writing, which I do find in a lot of other Oracle decks. This one doesn't, you guys. This one, for example, is number 16, which is Exit. Here gives you a picture of the card, and here gives you the meaning of the card, you guys. And then it goes on here. On these other pages, and you can of course pause your device on both of those pages so you can read it and see what this deck and how it reads. Here is the table of contents, so as you can pretty much see, it just gives you the meaning of the cards, and that's as far as that goes. I always like very much to read the introductions, and here's the other part of that introduction. So that is the book. Really, really beautiful. And these are the cards in here. And these cards are Blue Angel size, you guys. So if you have any Blue Angel decks, you'll know what this cards size is. They're larger than your regular, and I personally like this size very much. And it's that Blue Angel sort of size. Look, when I try to hold these cards to shuffle the deck, my fingers are short, but I still handle it. It's got that rose petal feeling to the cardstock, so you're going to really get that beautiful rose petal. They are on the thicker side and they're robust, you guys. So this is a really nice cardstock. I think it's super appropriate for this deck. If you try to shuffle this deck, or if I try to shuffle this deck, I see that this deck shuffles really well. There is really not a problem shuffling this deck. And if you want to do a spread with this deck, you know, like this rose petal, the more you use it, the easier it gets to shuffle and to do spreads with it. And that's how it looks like. It spreads pretty well. This is the back of the card, or the back of the cards, and I find this back to be gorgeous. Really, it's just beautiful. I love the fact that the sun is coming out and she's just standing there taking all of the energy from the sun. And of course, she's in a sacred place. So it just looks beautiful. It looks like she's totally thankful for what is coming to her that day. And one of the other reasons why I picked this deck for Thanksgiving. And these are some of the cards, you guys. This one is number 4, which is future. Number 5, which is adventure. Number 30, which is New World. The drawings are really, really interesting and diverse, and they really can let your imagination fly. This is Celestial Realm, that's the 26. This one is Sunset. Really beautiful drawings, beautiful cardstock. The writing on this book is absolutely stunning, and this one is Unknown. This one is Oneness. This one is Enter. This is one of my favorite cards from this deck, you guys, Enter. And if we look at the meaning of Enter in the book, you will find it here. So this is what Enter looks like. And this is what and how Enter reads. Come in, we're open. It's time now for you to step into something, a relationship, a career, a residential change, or another significant initiation point along your life's spiral path. You have likely been considering this already, as if you are on the outside looking in. And it goes on, you guys, really pretty, really beautiful writing. And that's the end of that. And of course, you can pause your device and take a look at that. This is the underwater realm. This is trust. This is rebirth. Isn't that gorgeous? I love the yellows. That's the phoenix, of course. I love the bright colors that are coming out of it. So this could be the death card, of course. The end. This one can also be the death card. Freedom. Look at her coming out of the cage, right? And just that sunlight shining in that dark space where she was in. Land of Dreams, and so on and so forth, you guys. The Oracle of Portals, really a beautiful deck. I find it to be absolutely perfect for Thanksgiving. And let me show you what the next deck is. The next deck on the list is one of my favorite decks in my entire collection. I put it in this pouch to protect it. It's a very special deck for me. It's been on many of my lists, and let me not keep you waiting there to see which one it is. But it's the Pagan's Otherworlds, you guys. And this deck I chose to be on the Thanksgiving collection because of the colors of the deck and the images. It just gives me that whole fall feeling to it, and it gives me that harvest sort of feeling. And at the same time, it looks like one of those decks that, you know, it's just so beautiful. It just has thanks written all over it. So on top of the fact that I find the colors very fall and very, very appropriate for this time of the year. So this is why I chose this deck. And this deck comes in this tuck box that is very beautiful. It combines perfectly with the cards. And so if you're not familiar with this deck, I definitely suggest that you take a look at this deck. I mean, I have a full review of this deck on the channel. So if you've never seen this deck, take a look on the channel and get to know this deck, because it is truly beautiful. This is the book that the Pagan Otherworlds comes with. I should not say that it comes with, that you can buy extra, and it all depends where you get your deck from. Where I bought my deck, the book was extra, so I needed to pay for this book extra. Anyway, and I really wanted to pay for it because even though it is a tarot deck, I find that the book is absolutely wonderfully written. It is very good quality. It's totally worth it. Here is the 7 of Wands, and you can pause your device and read that. So that'll give you sort of an idea of how this book reads. I'll stop at another card. Here's the Judgment, and you can also pause your device and read that if you like. But really a beautiful deck and totally worth it in the collection. I really like the drawings. I really like the materials that they did this book with. It is a pretty thick book. It's not numbered pages, but This book must be close to 180 pages or something like that. Not a thin, flimsy book, rather a very good one, and definitely part of this deck. Beautiful. This is the back of the card, and it is completely reversible, as you can see. You guys, this paper stock is really, really good, or this card stock is really good. It's that linen paper, but it is pretty sturdy, so it's not flimsy at all. When it comes to shuffling this deck, it shuffles absolutely perfect. There is no problem. And as many of you know, probably, or if you don't know, I had a problem with this paper at the beginning of my journey because it was just going all over the place and it was just taking the better out of me. But I've learned to really control this paper, and I've learned to really work with this cardstock that it doesn't really bother me anymore. So as you saw there, this does a beautiful spread there. And these are the cards, you guys. Once again, one of the reasons why I picked this deck is because the colors, they're so fall-like and the images are just so beautiful. And I find Thanksgiving and Christmas to be very luxurious kind of holidays. I don't think it's like a 4th of July or like an Independence Day, wherever you are. I think that Thanksgiving is a beautiful time where you can really do a beautiful meal and you can really arrange a beautiful table. And I think that this deck is elegant, and I think that this deck just sort of goes perfect with all of those Thanksgiving colors. This is the Queen of Cups. This is the 7 of Swords. This is the 10 of Coins. And you see how beautiful that is? And you see how the color theme just stays with those browns and those grays. And it doesn't have any colors that really pop out that would be very strong or very bright. No, I think it stays very muted. I think it's perfect fall colors or Thanksgiving colors. This is the Fool. This is the 9 of Coins. This is the Sun. This is the Ace of Wands. Beautiful deck. One of my favorite decks in my collection. This deck has been in so many lists that I've created, and here it is one more time again. And I haven't used it in a while, so I'm thinking, okay, let's take it out for Thanksgiving. It's a very, very special time. So you see this 4 of Wands? I mean, that sort of looks like a Thanksgiving setup, right? Am I crazy, or is it just me? But it looks like that to me. This is the Seeker, which is an extra card that this deck comes with. This is the 9 of Wands. This is the 8 of Wands. This is the 7 of Wands. The 6 of Wands. This is the World. Look at that. I find it to be really, really appropriate. You know, the gold here and the browns and the gray, bluish sort of colors on the background. I think it just makes a perfect deck for this time of the year. This is the Queen of Swords. This is the Knight of Cups. This is the Moon. This is the 3 of Swords. And of course, it follows the RWS, so I don't think you're going to have a problem. Some of the minor arcana are peep cards, so be aware of that. If you don't like peep cards, then that can be sort of a problem. But they are totally reversible. This is the 9 of Cups. And this is the Ace of Cups. And I find this deck to be very, very pretty. And one of my most special decks, that is the Pagan Otherworlds Tarot, you guys, and I am ready to show you the next deck on this list. The next deck on the Thanksgiving list is the Woodland Wardens. This one is by Jessica Roux, and of course many of you might be familiar with this deck, and some of you may not be familiar with this deck. I find this deck to be, first of all, let me say that this is one of my favorite decks. One of my favorite oracle decks of all times. This is an amazing deck. Not only the drawings, not only the book and the meanings, but it's an amazing price. This is one of my golden bargains, I should call it, because it's a deck that I use very, very often. Most of the times I will use this as a clarifier, and it's just absolutely gorgeous and perfect for Thanksgiving and this time of the year. This is the back of the box. This is the front of the box. Once again, it's by Jessica Roux. This is the bottom of the box. It comes in a hardcover box like this, and you can see there the top of the box, and here is the bottom of the box, you guys, and there's a little writing in there about Jessica. I don't know if it's clear enough that you can see it, but it gives you a pretty introduction about Jessica Roux. And this is the book that it comes with, you guys. It's a small book, but a very, very useful book. It's got that rose petal feeling to it, and it's a nice book, like I said, but it's very compact, but it's beautifully written. It basically just gives you a little bit of information about the creator, which is Jessica, and then it gives you the picture of the card, and then on the other side, it gives you the meaning of the card. I read this book almost all of the time when I use this deck, you guys, and you can pause your device and read that, of course, and you can see how that reads for you. I just find it so wonderful, and the writing on it is absolutely incredible. And of course, you can use your intuition when you are using this deck, but I like to really read the book when I use this deck. These are the cards, and these are the back of the cards. They're totally reversible, and you can use them in reverse. There's the meanings of the cards in reverse in the book. Paper stock is really, really good, you guys, especially when it comes to the price. I really like this card stock. I think it was very carefully chosen, and I think they did a wonderful decision when picking this card stock. This deck is not gilded, as you can see. When it comes to shuffling this deck, it shuffles really, really well, and it just shuffles perfect. When you do a spread with this deck, it also spreads totally fine, as you can see. And these are the cards. So what Jessica has done here, she has combined animals with plants. So this one, for example, is the goat and willow, overcoming obstacles. And so I really like the fact that she has the title of the card and then the meaning or the keywords right under it. It has a nice frame around it. The frame doesn't bother me at all. And the colors of this deck are very, very fall-like. I think it's perfect for Thanksgiving. This is the boar and pumpkin confidence. And so you see it's got the pumpkins there, which are very relevant during Thanksgiving. And it's an elegant deck, once again, you guys. And it's sensitive, and it is one of those decks that is perfect for giving thanks. The deer and oat, healing. This is the Hade and oak, new opportunities. This is the cat and lavender, independence. The bat and hellbore, intuition. And you see the colors, what I'm talking about. You also notice that this is not a shiny deck. It's sort of in the middle. And you'll see those colors. They don't, like I was saying before with the other deck, they're not colors that just jump out at you. And no, they're tamed. They're sort of staying in that fall mode. And I just think it's perfect for Thanksgiving. The hawk and thistle, graceful persistence. The crow and dogwood, intelligence. The snail and huckleberry, trust in the invisible. Beautiful deck. One of those decks that I use always, not only this time of the year, but whenever I feel like I want to do a reading with this deck, whenever I feel like I want to do a clarification, I will take this deck out, or just a plain reading, you guys. A lot of the times I will take this deck out and draw a card for myself for the day. So just the card of the day. And it works really well. So the finch and the peach, really pretty. The weasel and pine. And so, you guys, this is the Woodland Wardens. It's 52 cards, Oracle deck and guidebook, you guys, by Jessica Roux, Woodland Wardens. And with that, you guys, let me show you what the next deck on the list is. The next deck on the list is a deck that I just got this year. So it is a fairly new deck on the collection, and it is the Tarot Black and Gold Edition by Lo Scarabeo. Once again, I just got this deck not too long ago, so it is new to the collection 2025. And I thought that this deck would be perfect for Thanksgiving because of the gold and the black. And so it is the RWS. As I said, this box opens up like this. It is rather a large box, as you can see, and it opens up like this, you guys. It is gorgeous. The presentation is absolutely beautiful. I think that Lo Scarabeo did such a wonderful job with this deck. This is the book that it comes with, and if you know Lo Scarabeo, you'll know that this book comes in different languages. So by the time that you're done reading your language, you'll see that this is not a very long book. It basically just gives you a brief introduction, and it gives you the meaning of the major and minor arcana, you guys. It's really nothing to brag about, but nevertheless, a nice book with that rose petal sort of cover. It's a nice book that they put out. And here are the cards, you guys. By the way, this box inside comes with velvet, which is really beautiful. The cards go in here. It comes with a little piece of cloth here where you can that it allows you to pull the cards out. And let me show you what these beautiful cards look like, you guys. This one is an introduction card. This one is the Masters of Gold Foil Tarot, and it just tells you, it gives you a list of the other decks that they have made. The back of the card has the lilies on it, so it is totally reversible. Cardstock on this deck is one of my favorite cardstocks out there. It's really easy to use. This card size is your regular Lo Scarabeo card size. And so when it comes to sizes, there's really nothing much different here with this deck. It is not gilded. I don't know. Can you imagine if this deck was gilded in gold? I actually could, but you know, maybe it could be a little too much. I don't know, but they decided not to gild it in gold. It is beautiful the way it is anyway. This deck shuffles really, really well, really, really well. This cardstock is very robust, and this is a beautiful cardstock, you guys. This is the Queen of Pentacles, and it's just, it looks amazing, really. I love all the gold in it. I love the black and the gold only for colors. And even though it is only 2 colors, they have done such an amazing job. You see here on the background, you can see the lilies. Really, really beautiful. It's also detailed. There's the rabbit there. They've done a beautiful job with this deck. This is the Ace of Swords. And look at that gold foiling. You see that? Yeah, I don't know if they've had this deck. I think they've had this deck for a while, but I just decided to get it not too long ago, and I really wanted to get this deck for a while, and so I just went ahead and got it. And I am so glad that I did, because this is a wonderful addition to the collection. This is the King of Swords. This is the Emperor. This is the 7 of Coins. And if you're familiar with RWS, then this is a perfect deck for you. You once again, do you see that background there with the lilies? Just doing a beautiful job there. There's the Ace of Wands. There is the 2 of Cups. There's the Hanged Man. There's the 4 of Swords, you guys. There is the 5 of Coins. And there's that beautiful Empress. So really beautiful. I think that the colors are perfect for Thanksgiving. It's super elegant. It's one of those decks that just calls for Thanksgiving. And I think it just looks beautiful. So maybe if you're having dinner and with family or friends, and then you want to put out any deck, I think that this one would be, and all of the decks that I'm showing you, I think are perfect for Thanksgiving. But, you know, taking this one out, I think it just, you know, boom, it just creates such a splash for Thanksgiving. So really gorgeous and perfect for Thanksgiving. Here's the Hierophant. Here's the Moon, the Knight of Cups. And there's a full review of this deck on the channel, you guys. So if you're interested, take a look at it. And with that being said, you guys, let me show you what the next deck is. The next deck on the list is the Slavic Legends Tarot, and this one is by Taroteca. The Slavic Legends, here is the front of the box, side of the box. This is the back of the box. It's illustrated by Magdalena Kaksan, and the production is by Taroteca Studio, you guys. I ordered this deck directly with Taroteca. They're based in Poland, and so I waited for this deck to come to me all the way from Poland, and I was so excited when it came. I've had it for about 2 years. I find it beautiful, not only beautiful, but I find it perfect for Thanksgiving as well. It's all about Slavic legends, and I find that the colors are perfect for this time of the year. I find that the cards are warm enough, so if it is cold where you are and you're celebrating Thanksgiving, this is the sort of deck that is going to make you feel warm. This is the box, and it looks like a book. It even has a bookmark there, if you see that. There it is. And so it's very cute. The box is perfect. It goes really well on the shelf. And these are the cards. As you can see, they are gilded in gold, but it's a matte gold, you guys. So it doesn't chip so easily. So you can really work with the cards and wondering, you know, if it's going to chip away or not. This one lasts a pretty good amount. I chose to get the larger version of this deck. I also have the smaller version, but I chose this one for this particular video because it has that rose petal paper, and I really, really do enjoy that rose petal, and it is robust and it's really nice to hold it. I love the way that this paper feels, or this cardstock feels on my hands. Now, it is a large deck. These cards are large, you guys. So I shuffle it like this, from up to down or down to up, however you want to see that. When it comes to doing a spread, it spreads also pretty well, as you can see. I mean, for a large deck, it spreads pretty well. And these are the cards. Once again, with those really earth tone colors, with those browns and those soft greens, those soft reds, it's just perfect for Thanksgiving. It has a lot of wood sort of images in there. So it just feels like fall all over the place, and it's perfect. This is the Emperor. This is the Hanged Man. This is Death riding here in the death of winter. This is Temperance. And once again, those really tamed colors. It doesn't have any color that screams at you. I think if you are going to a Thanksgiving party, or if you're going to serve dinner, or whatever it is that you're going to do for Thanksgiving, I think that if you decide to take a tarot deck or 2 tarot decks to your gathering, this would be a perfect addition to that. And so if you have this deck, this is the Hermit. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This is Justice. This is the Chariot. Very elegant as well, but at the same time sort of fun, right? It's not so serious. It's just going to the Lovers. It's going to give you a lot to look at, a lot to talk about. It's a very talkative deck. This is a deck that just chats forever. This is the 7 of Wands. This is the 5 of Wands. This is the 4 of Wands. The 3 of Wands. I think you will have a lot of fun with this deck for Thanksgiving, and I think you would be right on spot with this deck. Ace of Wands. I definitely, the Devil. I definitely will take this deck out for Thanksgiving because I think it's perfect for that time of the year. This is the Star. This is the Moon. And of course, you guys, there is a full review of this deck on the channel. You can take a look in there if you're interested at looking at the rest of the cards. And in case you've never seen these cards before, then definitely take a look in there. This is Judgment. And here we go again with that nature sort of landscaping there that just makes it feel like Thanksgiving. Don't you love that image? It's Judgment. She's playing the flute there, and then there's all these little guys here just coming back to life. And so there's a lot to look at in this deck, and there's a lot of things to really chat about, and it's definitely one of those decks that will chat you for a long time. You guys, I hope that you have a fabulous Thanksgiving with friends, with family, and or if you're celebrating by yourself and your decks, have a beautiful time, however it is you're celebrating. And if you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, I think it's one of those times of the year when we get to say thanks, whether you celebrate it as an official holiday, or if you don't. I think these are decks that are going to work for everybody, because these are decks that are for saying thank you. And also the time of the year, it's the middle of fall, it's November, we're approaching winter rapidly, and so I think these decks speak fall all over. So you guys, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your holidays, and as I always say, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and on to the next time.